Hey YouTube, man, I'm back again. Another video for you guys, another tips video, because that's just what we do around here. People ask me a lot, hey, could you make another pitch tunneling video, another pitching tips video, a pitch strategy video? And I got you. I'm gonna hold my hands out. Get inside, man. I got you. All right, I set up a situation where we can use a meta pitcher versus a meta hitter, man, and kind of in a practice mode setting. So it's an AI, but it's on Legends, so it'll be a little bit accurate. And I'll go through how I would start and finish an at-bat with pretty much every pitching combination you're gonna need to see. So let's start with Corbin Burns, pretty stock righty as it gets. You see him a lot in ranked usually. I would assume free card, solid, good mix, whatever. George Brett, give the best of the best, man, because you want to know how to attack the best. Gotta start with the best. So George Brett, how do you approach this guy with this pitch mix? So where do people like to sit with George Brett? Well, they love to slam their PCI low and away to hit a sinker, mash their PCI up or down and in to hit a cutter, and generally just catch a drifting breaking ball that's coming inside and mash down to it last second and hit it for a bomb. What pitches work? What pitches get George Brett out the most, in my opinion? Used to be cutters inside, really far inside, but now since the PCI update last year where you can move your PCI further, it kind of takes that pitch away. They can pull it foul, they can hit it for a home run, they can whatever the hell it is. They can't really get him swing and miss anymore. Now, we had to adapt. What do? I'll show you a combo I've actually been really liking lately. First off, it's start a changeup either here, which is a really tough spot to locate to with your PCI. You can't mash to it. You can't just flick straight to the left because you go here. You can't flick straight down as a hitter because you go here. You got to have nice PCI control. So I would like to start there generally in that area, right in that little region. It works. But then a lot of times I find guys either don't really get affected by that and they hit it well, like good players, or they get used to it quick. So how do you adjust? Well, I like to start off George Brett almost every single time with a circle changeup, not on the corner where they can mash to it, but a little bit lower, give the appearance of a sinker. Go with the changeup, go nice and low, get his eyes there. And they generally, if they're aggressive, if they're feeling a little, a little frisky at the plate, they'll swing at that early in the count. Now, how do you follow that pitch up? Because they were sitting sinker outside a lot of the time, hard stuff away, they saw the circle change, they either fouled it off, rolled over, or didn't swing it at all, and it was a ball, whatever. Say it's 0-1 right now, just as an example. I'm going to go either really far inside with a cutter, right? Kind of go right in there. See if he baits. If he doesn't, he doesn't. Or I'm actually going to go with a sinker, same kind of level, but on the inside corner. Get that spot there. Can't mash to the corner. You got to be extra precise with it, and it might throw him off, right? Because if you're tunneling a cutter inside and a sinker inside, both start inside, but one keeps going and one comes back, that being the sinker. So let's say it's 0-2. Changeup's low and away. He got fouled off. That cutter inside, he fouled it off too. Just that's exactly what we did. 0-2. Now, what's a pitch that I like here? I do like a sinker that runs far away, but the problem is high sinkers don't really work all the time. They're easily hittable, and sinkers up in the zone this year get punished a little bit. You make contact with high sinkers, even if it's not great, it seems to fly more. I think it's because of the nerf, but if you can get this outside, it's not a bad pitch. Get him to chase a little bit, or if you want to feel real frisky, slider buried in the dirt. Has the appearance of a cutter, but you get him to bait just like that. And if you want to get extra frisky, something I've actually been really liking, Corbin's got a harder curveball, so it works. Get middle level curveball a little bit inside because it gives that appearance of a cutter maybe, or some sort of hard stuff coming up and in, and it drops on them last second. They either swing late because they decided late because they were surprised by it, or they take it for strike 3. You can get it in the corner. It's a very solid pitch. Now that's how I attack George Brett. Pitches I would generally avoid. The cutter backdoor, it seems to be one of the easiest pitches to hit now. Some people, it gets them maybe a few times early in the game, but then it stops working. Changeups here can work if they're really horny for inside pitches, inside fastballs. That changeup will get them a lot. I found that Corbin Burns' changeup is the X factor pitch for me. A pitch that doesn't really work, but it can if you spot it every single time, is a slider low and away. Get him to kind of just last second swing at it, maybe roll over. And a pitch that used to work more but doesn't really now is a sinker up and in. It only works if you mix it in sparingly, but that's about it. So that's a combo with George Brett. Now let's go to a different type of combo pitching. We're going to use Randy, and we're going to face Frank Thomas. How do you approach this at bat? Well, this is a tough one. Frank's one of the hardest guys to pitch to as a right-handed hitter versus a lefty pitcher. Just anybody. Even with Randy, what do you got to do? Well, Frank sits where? Anything hard on the corners, any fastballs, and sliders that go inside. Unless they're far inside, they're going to get slammed down to and crushed. He pulls everything. The slurve is a very important pitch. It either is the pitch that's going to get destroyed, or it's the pitch that's going to help you out the most in these at-bats. You want to start off with a slurve? You have to make sure you get this down in the zone. Get that eye level working, get that pitch in the back of his mind, keep it low so he chases it, right? Then how do you work off that pitch? Slider even further inside, maybe a little more elevated. It's harder, it's tighter, but it keeps that same eye line. You don't want it there. That's where it'll get crushed. I got lucky there. Now, say it's 0-2 after those two pitches. What's a good pitch to go back to? You don't want to throw a splitter low and away. He's waiting on that. He can mash to it. You don't want to throw a fastball on either of these corners up here, man. It's going to be easily hittable. I've been liking going rising up and into Frank to kind of keep that same inside eye line. See if he chases that. If he doesn't, then you'll know your guy's not really chasing high pitches. One that really works for me is a two-seamer, low and away, but especially a little bit more on the away side. Throw it outside, and you get him to swing through it almost like a changeup. That two-seamer works like a changeup or gets him to roll over. And if you're going to throw the splitter, don't throw it here. It doesn't really work there. Here, it's a little bit better. It's really good here and good here, but really good here. If you're working inside fastballs, inside sliders, inside slurves, you know what the best thing to do after that is? Keep that on line. You want to throw him something that appears to be straight but falls right off the table. Splitter right on that spot, boom, straight through it. That's a combo I really like. This is how I go about things in ranked. I'm one of the better pitchers on the ladder. At least when I'm trying my best, I usually am. My numbers are pretty solid. I don't know what they look like this season, but I'm kind of messing around a lot in ranked the last 2 seasons. So that's that. And a general rule of thumb to start off righties and Randy Johnson. Until they show they can lay off this or wait on it perfectly, the two-seamer low and away is the bread and butter for this guy. And then you want to throw his four-seam? Where you want to throw it? Right here, where you can't mash to it, but you got to be perfect. Or even, my favorite spot is right here. Right? Right there. It is very hard to get to that spot and be consistent. You want to feel real frisky, depending on the kind of hitter you're playing against, you can mid-level backdoor slider. Right? Catch them by surprise with that 92-mile-per-hour slider. A lot of them will chase. A lot of them will be early. Might not work a lot, but it'll work a little bit. Another X-Factor pitch. Two-seamer, not on the corner, maybe a little bit, but preferably here. Same deal as the splitter. Throw them off. It's a little harder. I've noticed with that pitch right there, they either get jammed or they're super early, depending on the kind of hitter they are. That's how it is with that. So what's one more combo that you guys want to see? We can do right now. We'll do pitching. We'll do righty-righty. So let's get Bobby Miller versus another hitter that you guys see a lot, Mike Napoli. How do we approach Napoli? We got a guy with outlier fastball and 5 pitches, including a sinker. What do you not want to throw to a guy? What are they expecting? Sinkers here, especially. That is one pitch that used to work that doesn't really anymore, depending on how good of the player you are playing is. Here, it's a little bit better, but once they get their timing down, they'll start smashing that into right field or even still pulling up the middle for a base hit. What do you want to do? I really like starting off Mike Napoli with, if it's going to be a sinker, right here. Hard pitch to get to, and it has a lot more late life there. Fastball. If you want to throw a fastball in this count, say it's 0-1, how do you throw it? Well, I actually really do enjoy throwing the fastball down and into Napoli and either barely catch the corner or don't at all. Doesn't matter if it's a ball. How you throw the splitter. At this point, he's looking hard inside. He's seen it. You don't want to throw the splitter too far outside where you can mash to the full length to get to it, but kind of over the middle like that. Splitter, boom, swing right through it because he's expecting that four-seam fastball. Bobby Miller's splitter is his best pitch. Remember that. And his hard slider. Say it's just as an example, 1-2 right now. I didn't want to finish that bat. Well, you can go curveball low and away out of the zone. You can go slider away, but it's got to be out of the zone. If it goes to that corner right here, he will mash it. So what do I do in this situation? Personally, I like to get freaky. I do. With a hard slider guy right here, hug him. Hug him with the inside front door slider. Maybe they'll hit it, maybe they won't. I generally have success with that. Another slider that works is right here, right? Get it trailing outside, so they'll do that jump swing at it. Kind of like that. And if you want to go hard stuff, if you're not really feeling it, I recommend either the four-seam fastball right here or a sinker, the same spot as the first pitch of the at-bat. It's really the bread and butter righty-righty, especially with Napoli. Get him inside, strike 3. That's how I approach righty-righties in that kind of situation. Doesn't really change all too much. I avoid fastballs here, easily mashable. They're mashable, even more mashable. The best spot for a corner fastball. But overall, I think I've had this success with, unless they're a really good player, they can't really touch that pitch that well. They usually foul it off, or it's not really good contact. The PCI is a little bit off of it. People ask me a lot, how do I pitch with Roy Halladay? This is a stock-made Roy Halladay. It's not really him. How do you approach this? Well, what is the pitch that people like to throw at Halladay a lot that I don't think is good at all? His cutter. Really, I don't think it's that good. How are you going to get use out of it? To a righty, it's got to be up and away out of the zone. It can't be anywhere near it. Even there, if he's late side of good, he's going to hit it if it's in the PCI because of the way the cutters work. But that's the best spot. Get him to roll out over. What is the X-Factor pitch with him against the righty? Kind of like Bobby Miller. I like sinkers right here, but I really enjoy sinkers that spot of the zone. Not in the corner, but a little bit underneath. People generally chase it, and it gets a lot of jam shots, a lot of rollovers. The X-Factor pitch is the splitter. Same thing. You want it on that middle away, right in the middle kind of area right there. So many rollovers. That's always the pitch I need to get working with him. And something I've actually really been enjoying with this card is cutters right here in this spot. Some good players will get to it, but a lot of times it'll get you a nice little strike and they're not really on it. Tough pitch to be all over unless your reactions are crazy or you're looking for it. And I actually really do enjoy a curveball on this corner because a lot of people aren't ready for it. And it's kind of tight. So I mess with it a little bit. Another pitch, a little secret pitch that could work. Four-seam fastball. Everyone's thinking sinker cutter. They're thinking some movement. Sneak one in there, bro, right on the corner. Throws him off a little bit. It's actually a lot harder to hit that pitch than you think. And if you want to use the curveball, again, like I said right here, I really do enjoy this pitch lately. Even if it doesn't get a swing and miss and it's a ball by a good foot or two, it keeps them thinking. And another pitch that's actually a little bit underrated is a sinker just barely off the corner. Get them all nervous that the ball might be coming back. That's what I like to do, righty. But Roy Halladay and my Roy Halladay numbers speak for themselves, man. They're actually really incredible. A lot of people say he sucks. I think he's great. Gotta know how to pitch with him. I hate to be that guy, but it is how it is, man. Now let's do lefty here. How do you approach Juan Soto? Well, one of my favorite pitches to attack a lefty with, lefty situation with, is this. The front door slider to start the AB. Everyone's sitting inside, hard stuff. Boom, you catch the front corner. They swing right through that, or they even get jammed. How do you, if you want to throw a fastball, what do you do? I like fastballs either here or here against lefties. I've had more success lately actually here. For some reason, a lot of times the lefties have been hitting that low middle one. That's a good spot. How do you tunnel that? Pretty simple. Nothing too crazy. If you want to throw a splitter, you throw that right here. Right? That could work too. This is a nice spot. It's an 0-2 situation. You don't want to throw any balls. You want to be efficient. That's a great spot. But if you want to really get crazy and look for a strikeout, easy. You follow that tunnel you had, right? Inside slider, front door, up and away fastball. And then you got him looking away, looking him hard stuff. And then you just kind of get him to chase that slider that's running away, right? Not a paid actor, by the way. This computer's getting just G'd. Slurve, too easy to hit if it's on the corner, right? Because that loopy pattern's easy to follow and then mash down to. You just want to get it low. That's nothing wrong with that pitch. A lot of people chase it. How do you operate with the two-seam? Avoid here, easily mashable. This spot is not awful, but not my favorite. I really enjoy two-seamers. Low and away to lefties. It acts like a changeup, or it fools them. Okay? I love that pitch a lot. Where to throw the four-seam? Above the zone right there. Keep them honest. Or if you want to get real freaky-deaky and you don't want to waste any pitches and you want to go right to the strikes, right there is the spot for me. That's how I approach lefties. Slur front door is cheeky, but doesn't really work. Splitter here is only if there's someone who's really horny for inside fastballs. Okay? That's where you want to throw that pitch, right? You want to dot that location every single time. Now, I hope that was good enough in the explanations, guys. If there's any other questions, if I missed anything, you got to let me know. Pretty sure I covered it. This is how I approach at-bats. Now that I'm thinking about it and kind of dictating it to you guys, it makes a little more sense that I do have a concrete strategy. I just never really thought about it. It's kind of something that I've just inadvertently, or not inadvertently, but passively just kind of constructed the strategy. Hopefully it works for you guys. Let me know if it does. Let me know if you have any more questions. I'll be happy to help you out, man. Thanks for watching. Love you guys. Catch you next video. Peace.